InvestorIdeas.com podcast.
Good afternoon and welcome to another InvestorIdeas.com podcast looking at cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insights from experts and industry leaders. Today we look at announcements from KHRN Life Sciences Corporation, trading on the TSXV Venture as KHRN and the OTCQB as KHRNF, Cannabis One Holdings Incorporated, trading on the CSE as CBIS, Crop Infrastructure Corporation, trading on the CSE as Crop and the OTC as CRXPF, and Australis Capital Incorporated, trading on the CSE as AUSA and the OTCQB as AUSAF. So first looking at KHRN Life Sciences Corporation, a vertically integrated cannabis leader with core operations in Latin America, who announced today that it has appointed Mr. Larry Holyfield as the company's Security and Compliance Director of Mexico. Mr. Holyfield, formerly a senior executive with the U.S. DEA, with responsibility for Mexico and Central America, will play a key role as the company builds out its operations and stakeholder relations in the fast-developing Mexico cannabis industry. Mr. Holyfield is a recognized security and compliance expert with deep knowledge of the Latin American region, with 35-plus years of increasing senior law enforcement experience, including over 12 years serving in Mexico, Guatemala, and Colombia. Mr. Holyfield has been a leader in management and direction of long-term and complex domestic and international operations for local, state, and federal agencies, as well as for leading Fortune 500 companies. As Security and Compliance Director for Mexico, Mr. Holyfield will work with Matt Murphy, former DEA Chief of Pharmaceutical Investigations and KHRN's Chief Compliance Officer, and the executive team to further the company's strategy for Mexico, including working with legislators, law enforcement, and government agencies to ensure the company is positioned for a leadership position as the Mexican market moves towards a legalized environment. Mr. Holyfield comments, as Mexico moves towards a legalized cannabis environment, security and compliance are key. KHRN has one of the most dynamic, skilled, and highly experienced teams currently operating in the LATAM region. I look forward to adding my compliance capabilities and knowledge of the region to ensure that the company participates in the market with industry-leading safe and secure operations. Next, looking at Cannabis One Holdings Incorporated, an emerging premier house of brands in North America, who announced that further to the company's press release dated April 1st of this year, it has completed the acquisition of certain assets of Colorado-based JBC Enterprises LLC, which operates the premium branded cannabis cultivation facility Fat Face Farms, located in Denver, Colorado. Fat Face Farms is a perennial favorite amongst consumers and was the only entrant in the 2018 Colorado Grow-Off out of 50 competitors to place among the top 10 in each ranked category, terpene profile, potency, and yield. In respect of the closing, Jeffrey Mascio, CEO of Cannabis One, commented, in addition to bringing the Fat Face Farms brand under our Cannabis One umbrella and overseeing the development of our proprietary Cheech's Private Stash licensed line of branded products, the Fat Face Farm team and its master grower Josh Monroe bring a wealth of industry knowledge and expertise to CBIS. Mr. Mascio continued, we believe that Fat Face Farm team represents the premier choice of cultivation, and we look forward to their leadership and guidance as we seek to replicate their success in Colorado to bring the group's advanced cultivation knowledge and techniques to each new state legal market we enter. Next, looking at Crop Infrastructure Corporation, who announced today that it's identified multiple tenants for a rollout strategy to enter Oklahoma to target the medical cannabis market, focusing on cultivation, extraction, and retail infrastructure. Crop will own 49% of the newly incorporated company. The focus of the Oklahoma partnership will be to set up 20 acres of cultivation for medical cannabis and establish up to 3 retail locations. The 20 acres of medical cannabis, once tenants are cultivating, is estimated to yield 30,000 pounds of dried flower per year. Crop has agreed to fund up to $500,000 for the initial startup capital for cultivation and retail locations. In November of 2018, an effort to place recreational cannabis on Oklahoma's ballot fell short by 20,000 signatures. The Secretary of State's office determined supporters of the initiative gathered only about 103,000 signatures for State Question 797. The required 123,000 signatures was not met to qualify for a public vote. After 3 to 5 years, according to the Marijuana Business Factbook of 2018, annual dispensary sales in Oklahoma are expected to generate up to $250 million from medical cannabis. Lastly, looking at Australis Capital Incorporated, who announced the pilot launch of Coil trademark, the first iOS and Android loyalty application based on a decentralized international network of dispensaries in Nevada and California. Developed by Rhythm Technologies Incorporated, a wholly owned subsidiary of Australis, Coil's loyalty program enables dispensaries and select MSOs to engage, reward, and retain customers while attracting new customers through geolocation-based incentives. Since developing the number one health and fitness app in 26 countries and the world's first mobile genetics and circadian rhythm mapping platform attracting over 3 million downloads worldwide, Rhythm directed its focus to the quickly expanded U.S. cannabis industry. Coil, a mobile platform built on Rhythm's proprietary biometric algorithms, both educates cannabis patients and rewards consumers for shopping at safe, regulatory compliant, and leading cannabis dispensaries across the U.S. While many dispensaries offer in-house loyalty programs, Coil networks hundreds of dispensaries into a single mobile-based comprehensive loyalty program designed to exclude illegal dispensaries to the benefit of regulatory compliant vendors. Using rigorous evaluation criteria, Coil identifies and partners with premier dispensaries based on consumer-relevant criteria like product availability, licensure experience, and bank card acceptance. Coil utilizes machine vision-based receipt analysis, enabling consumers to easily scan receipts from eligible dispensaries using a smartphone. Users earn Coil points for every dollar spent, which are seamlessly redeemed in-app for digital gift cards from popular brand names like Uber and Whole Foods. The United States cannabis industry is growing rapidly, but consumers are largely alone in navigation both of the diverse array of chemically distinct products and the burgeoning number of retail vendors which vary wildly in quality, safety, and regulatory compliance, said Alexander Mosa, CEO of Rhythm. The Coil network of certified dispensaries will include only the highest caliber of retail vendors, to whom foot traffic from geo-forced apps users will be directed. Leveraging large multivariate data streams pertaining to the psychophysiological effects of different products, a species of data from which Coil, with heritage as a premium health app, is intrinsically advantaged in analyzing, will further increase efficiency in the dispensaries as Coil users will arrive educated with a clear product type in mind, thereby reducing in-store human resource requirements. That's all for today's podcast. Podcast is now a certified word trademark on the blockchain through Cognate Incorporated CM certification. InvestorIdeas.com podcasts are also available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and TuneIn. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor of this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded that all investments involve risk and possible loss of investment. Investor Ideas does not condone the use of cannabis except where permissible by law. Our site does not possess, distribute, or sell cannabis products.